Hopefully I'm back. Actually, I bet it didn't even do what I wanted to. Let's see if it even did what I was trying to achieve. No, it did. It did do what I wanted. It good. Okay, cool. It worked. It did what I wanted. Morning, Manda. Welcome back. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Primer to Tabletop. So now, yes, all the paint fell off the other one, and now we're going to do this guy, who is some sort of ranger dude. He's got some cool weapons on him. He's got some cool armor. I'm thinking greens because I've got these two here that are quite colourful. So I'm thinking he's going to be more sort of browns and greens is my thought process. So let's kick off. There's not much skin. He's mostly covered in some sort of armour. So he's only got his face and the tips of his hands showing. But he's got armour right up to his knuckles. So I can't even think that's his knee. He might have some thigh out there. Can't tell if in there that's going to be armour or thigh. I might go with that being thigh. Yeah, you could say morning, man. I know what you mean. Well, my stream says there's nobody here, but there's definitely people talking, so I'm hoping people are here. I know there's at least two. Yeah, so in this series, which I'm posting on from Twitch to YouTube, I am doing tabletop painting, and it's called Primer to Tabletop because that's essentially what I'm doing. Taking miniatures that have been primed to the tabletop in as quick but nice, as nice as way as possible. So mostly heavily relying on contrast paints. And then going in after with that with any details that I need to go in with. Nah, that's wrong. That's definitely armour. It looks weird. Now I've put paint on it, I can tell that that's definitely not supposed to be skin. Let's try and lift this off quickly. Welcome back, Tuffy. Yes, it is. Gilliman's Flesh Contrast. This is by far the easiest and best skin I've ever done. I hate painting skin. I've only done it once or twice where I've been happy with it. And it's always on miniatures that I don't give a monkeys about. So I've done really good skin on some Rumble Slam characters before, and I was like, oh great, that game I'm never going to play that I've painted really nice miniatures for. And then when it comes to something I'm like, oh, this is going to be my main army for Age of Sigmar. The skin looks awful. But not now. Not now. I can just dab a bit of this stuff in and be gone. Oh, that's cool. Oh, what's this? Oh, Fallout box, eh? No, must resist. Just say no, kids. Must admit, it's one of those games that I've never sort of got stuck into, is the old Fallout games. I know they're massively popular and massive games. Hey Jan, welcome buddy. Yeah, it's been a long time. Yes, I've decided to have a bit of a more of a mission when I stream. So there's many I can't compete with yourself or others when it comes to streaming. So I'm focusing on a new series which I'm going to do called Primer to Tabletop, which is in one session I'll take a miniature from primer to tabletop within about an hour per miniature. So yeah, we just finished in the last hour. We just did this miniature. So we went from base primer to this within the hour, so that it can go out and be played with. The other night we did this one. But yeah, it's quite good fun because it keeps me sort of grounded in what I can do, and yeah, mostly contrast and then a bit of touching up with some other paints afterwards. But yeah, it's good to be streaming again. Hopefully I can keep it up, but we'll see. But it's lovely because lots of people have been coming in and saying hello, and that's all I can really ask. How are you, buddy, anyway? Hope family's well and everything. Strange old times. I'm sure everyone here knows Genuine Vision. Or Irish Steve on the website, Jan, I'm pretty sure. Ridiculously good painter. Probably the best painter I know. Shockingly just too good and upsetting. Right, I'm gonna go with like I said. I think I'm gonna do the plating in this black, which when dries goes nice and greyish and worn. We'll come back and we'll maybe dry brush it a little bit, and then I'm gonna do more darker brown for the underclothing, and then I'm gonna do a nice green for this cloak. He's gonna be a cool, badass ranger with some cool cloaking. This armor, this is the most sought over contrast paint ever. Maybe not anymore, but when this stuff came out, you couldn't buy it online. Where is it? Where's it gone? Literally disappeared. Oh, there it is. It is the Black Templar. And this stuff was like gold when it first came out. I think this was going for about like £20 a pot on eBay. Whoa, whoa, we finished a mini, buddy. Crikey, well done. You must stick a link, Jan, so everyone can see it, and then I'll just sit here and look at it and cry. Little tear. That black is straight from the pot, but I don't paint contrast like it says in the book. I don't whack it on thick. I still paint it very thin. As you can see when I'm doing it, I'm not just like apart from if I'm doing big areas like cloaks, I well aware of your work. And if you're not already following January Vision, you should, because you just paint stuff that will blow your socks off, frankly. Thanks, Randa, for popping in. Have a good evening. Hope you can get some rest. I'll always be around if you need anything, chat or anything, or hopefully I'm on here and you can come and say hello. Great, that's good to hear. Can't go wrong with a doggo. So I think you were streaming tonight, weren't you, Jan? I think I might have seen you on when I just sort of loaded up everything. Gaz, are you streaming this evening or anything? Oh wow. Yeah. Has it all been the Walking Dead stuff? You're still cracking on through that? Mine's just above my head. I could reach it. I could reach it down and show you a whole box full of painted minis for the Walking Dead. Oh, is that what it's for? Oh, I see. So you're not playing Walking Dead with it. You're playing Spec Ops. Ah, that makes sense now to the ones I've seen you paint. They are like a militia type force. Oh, okay. I'm doubly confused. It's another one of those games that I wish I'd played more of. One, because I have it all painted and it looks lovely. But also it's quite a fun little game. Ah, okay, cool. I did ping the guys at SitRep to say if they ever just can't get my words out. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to concentrate and speak. But they do an RPG for like Modern Warfare. So when you're role playing, normally, like we obviously do fantasy and a few other things with like Tuffy and others. But I'd love that. I think the Modern Warfare, doing a role play as a Marine or something in going through some sort of incursion would be one, a bit odd, but also I imagine a pretty cool thing to sort of role play out. Especially as a non-military person doing it. That could have some pretty funny outcomes. So it is HK Ops. Yeah, that'd be great if yeah. If it doesn't work out, it's absolutely fine. I just as a thing, it sounded so cool. And for me now, like RPG, Dungeons and Dragons is, or Call of Cthulhu that I've done. It's a huge part of the hobby now for me. I absolutely love it. I think I could do, if I had the time and the community of friends, I could do it every night. I reckon without fail. I bet, exactly. This is the only thing, I wouldn't want to go in and like piss anyone off. Because someone would say something that's like, you know, amongst you military folks, easily understood. And I go, huh? What was that? Thanks, man. Not that I don't manage to, you know, have foibles in Dungeons and Dragons as Tuffy can stand testament to. When I may have, you know, blown up the entire ship that we were on whilst midway across the sea. Because apparently it was carrying, you know, lots of flour, and fireballs apparently don't go well with flour. Apparently. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'd have gotten away with it, but Jerry pointed out, you know, how custard factories don't tend to do well in fires. So Lena, who's GMing, went, yeah, that just so happens to be what this ship's carrying. Is a load of stored flour and sugars and all that stuff. And yeah, it just went kablooey. And I was like, oh shit. Yeah, that was it, custard. How was I supposed to know, eh? I was trying to save us from, you know, a zombie octopus or whatever the hell it was that was trying to kill us all. And it did work. It just didn't do the ship we were sailing on any favours. You did. You did headbutt a vampire. It's not the classic way to kill a vampire, but apparently a dwarf can headbutt a vampire quite effectively. It's funny because I need to record the chat for when I post this on things like YouTube, because all you've got is me talking about random stuff with no context, because no one can see the chat on YouTube. I'll have to capture the chat in future. Otherwise, midway through this video, I just go, yeah, you can headbutt a vampire. It did. The vampire, he asked for it. He was, you know, he invaded your personal space. He didn't accept that no meant no. Yeah, I mean, I would never, you know, I don't think it's a good idea to get too close to a vampire. That's certainly true. Is anyone watching the Castlevania series on Netflix? That's not bad. I think season 3 suffers a bit from not having Dracula in it, but it was all right. But I do hope they bring Dracula back. Doesn't someone headbutt a vampire in Buffy the Vampire Slayer the movie with the great Ridgehur? Pretty sure there's a headbutt in that movie. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Yeah. Spoiler alerts. Yeah, I liked it. I think it might have been a bit too early to, I think it needs to get way more established before it kind of dropped Dracula from the storyline. Oh yeah, Blade would have headbutted someone. See, maybe he wouldn't, because I don't know if Blade would headbutt someone, because then he'd break his glasses, and he wouldn't do that. Isn't Blade? Oh, I keep painting off stream. Sorry. Isn't Blade coming back? Isn't there a new actor that's going to play Blade? Yeah, I was very hopeful that and this isn't a really I suppose it is. I guess no wonder way you look at it, it's a spoiler. But I was hoping it would all lead to him coming back at the end. But I think it's now set up for his son to be the big bad in season 4, I guess. This is kind of following his father's footsteps, as it were. What do we think so far, folks? Yes. Yeah, I think they're set up for Alistar to become very disillusioned with the human race, which is ultimately what happened to Dracula, right? Dracula was all good and nice, and then shit went bad. Yes, you're right. I will start finding these as I go around. That is the only thing with contrast. I mean, that was a definite miss, I think. But as it contracts, you do find white spots being left behind. So you do find you go back and forth, sort of picking out little bits. Which is fine. It probably wouldn't happen so much if I whacked on a load of contrast paint, but I don't like it, so I don't do it. I maybe treat it more like washes and then just keep going back and doing it. Yeah, I might tone it down. Although the other guys are quite like their cloaks are quite vibrant, so I don't mind them being a bit poppy. Again, we're probably going to do the same as we did with these guys on the inside. We might hit it with you know, a bit of a cream or something to sort of give it a difference. Yeah, I don't mind it being. I may tone it down a little bit. I could use. I think I've got some Waywatcher green glaze, which I may throw on it. Another trick that my mentor Gaz has taught me. I'm going to block this back out again and come back to it. Because then I'll do the sword and then I'll come back to this part of the cloak. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they've all got quite sort of poppy colours to them. So yeah, I quite like that style. I must admit, most of the time I do paint quite muted. So I would absolutely normally darken things right up. So it's quite nice to do something a bit different. Yes, as a set of three, they should look alright. Right, I need to do this dude's hair. Now I'm loath to do it. I've already got to. I've got a. Yeah, I can't do him blonde or yellow. I can't really do him. I suppose I've got to do him brown, but I don't really want to do him brown. Why aren't there more hair colours in the world? Stuck for a colour for his hair. So we'll come back to that. Yeah, we could try a grey. Yeah, we should give that a go. We'll go grey. The stream has spoken. I was tempted to do a coronavirus beard, like don't shave until coronavirus is gone. I figured that was stupid. Could do this bit on the end of his sword. I could do it like the mind sword. Put a big green glowing ball on the end of it. It was funny when everyone's panic buying masks and stuff. Us hobbyists are sitting at home going, "Oh yeah, I've got one of those for when I'm airbrushing. I've got a bunch of disposable ones." Yeah, could do. Could look at doing something like that. I need a wood. I need a woody colour. Contrast wildwood. Let's go with this. Cool. I've used a lot of different. I've certainly gone for a whole list of the old contrast paints. Yeah, it is. Yes, she's just come from. I've just heard her run down the garden from up at the house and barking all the way down, which normally means she's sensed a fox. Cheers, guys. Thanks for coming and saying hello. Thanks for the tips. Shall see you online soon, I'm sure. Have a good weekend, buddy. Well, again, thanks to everyone that has popped in tonight, or it's still around now. Wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't have people. I'd have definitely dropped off after I got that first miniature done. So the fact that I'm sitting there doing a second one is good. Right, I need to tidy this strap up, which means I have to straighten it with a bit of white and then come back with the green. Ah, you're welcome, Lorna. Yeah, what's it been? Come up to 2 hours. Yeah, because the first stream was just over an hour, and we're now at 55 minutes for this one. So I think we're clocking in at 2 hours, and we're nearly got a second. Well, we've not got a second miniature done, but we're not a million miles away. Hey, half mile duck. Dooku, nice. I didn't even know you were there, half mile duck. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes. Depends on what you're after, doesn't it? Wood is one of those things that you can obsess over. But I must admit, when it looks good, you sometimes I'll tell a difference. Right, we're getting there. I've got to do the just the bits on the back where his scabbards are for his weapons. And a bit of highlighting here and there. I have no idea what's going on in the chat. Apart from someone just... Is that a toilet? Oh, I see, okay. Oh, let's have a look. Oh yeah, that's good. There you go. As said, you can spend a lot of time on wood and make it look good. And that's an example of it right there. I want a lighter brown. Right, this is it. This is good. adjust myself in the seat. Oh, I've been sitting still for quite some time. Oh, 2 hours. Oh, stretch it out a little bit. Right, whilst that contrast is all drying, I'm going to do a quick black on the base. Just means when I finish I can do another coat and it'll be nice and black. Right. I'm just doing tiny little silver highlights to various bits with the gold. So we're going to recolour this to be slightly different from the rest of the scabbard. Okay. I think I'll keep looking around, but I think I'm there. Maybe the belt buckles, if I can try and get... I think for a tabletop miniature in an hour roughly, and then I'll line him up against his buddies in a minute. I shall run the black round again just so that I've done it, whilst I think about whether there's anything else I want to do. I'm not going to base them now. Because I actually don't know what I'm going to do for basing yet. Let me leave that there for a sec while I go and see what my dog's up to. Maybe she'll come and say hello. Duffy! Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on. Come on. There you go. Come on. What's this? What's this? What's this? Come on. What's this? What's this I've got in here, Dusty? Come on in. Good girl. In you go. Come and say hello. come here. Oh, come here, come and say hello to everybody. Oh, look, dog cam. Here we go, look. Say hello. Hello. Yes, Snow and Stone. Yes, the apprentice is going to... Yeah, she's, you know... Here we go, look, you can say hello to everyone. Hello. Hello. Alright. Just say hello up there, look. This is Dusty, everybody. She's a miniature schnauzer. And she's only... What are you now? 6 months old? Yeah, 6 months old. Ain't ya? Eh? Eh? Oh. You chasing the fox? Right, I'm going to put you down, right? She loves the lockdown because this is what she'll do all day when I'm working. So I have to learn to type and do everything with, you know, typing with the mouse with one hand, or occasionally I can reach the fingers, but often she'll be on my lap or next to me whilst I'm working. And we can still take her out for a dog walk and that, so she still gets out for the day, doesn't you? But actually, she's great company to have, isn't you? Eh? Lovely, isn't you? Yeah, she'll quite happily just, now she's in my arm, she won't move. Quite happy to sit there, isn't you? Right, you see my miniatures? Would you chew it? Eh? Would you? Eh? Yeah, right. But you can get in your basket if you want. Do you want to try your basket? Good girl. Right, where did we get to with this guy? I think we said we were done. Now, did I want to run a Lamia medium with a green glaze over that cloak? No, I'm not too bad with it. I think it looks alright. It's a bit poppy, but yeah, I think it looks okay. So I'll stick it next. Let's have a look at him and compare. Let's look him compared to his mates. So this is the wizard. This is the apprentice. Try and get them on stream as tilt them up as much as I can. Let me know if that looks alright. Yeah, so the wizard we done earlier in the week. Then we did this earlier this evening. Where's focus? There's focus. Focus is about here somewhere. There we go. So roughly an hour each, and they come out alright. Yeah, and then we'll come up with something basing to do. I mean, it's gonna be winter. It's gonna be frosty. It's gonna be like you say, snow and rocks or something. That makes complete sense. But there we go. Job done. Actually, that's a good shout, Half Mile Duck. I'll go and see what he did and take some pointers from it. But there is the beginnings of my new Frostgrave force. All done. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. I will probably call it there. It is 9:45. It's been an hour and 25 minutes, and I did an hour before that, so we're talking a good 2.5 hour stream. Yeah, good fun. And thanks to everyone that dropped in and said hello, as always. I don't think I got any follows, but I appreciate them anyway. Just really cool. I will see you all next time. I will continue this series of Primer to Tabletop. Whilst we're on the Frostgrave theme, we might as well keep doing it. I'll start painting up some henchmen, so I can start to make a list and then get a warband together. That means I've got to go and look up what makes a warband. But that'll be fun. You want to say goodbye to everyone, Dust? Come on in. Come on in. There we go. Right. Say goodbye then. Right. Cheers, everybody. See you later. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.